down. And he's paired against red-black aggro, which, as we've settled, based on looking at Andrew's deck, is a pretty favorable matchup. However, he is going to game 3.
And we'll find out who's on the play for you and if they're taking any mulligans.
Andrew's deck has 4 Knight of Glory in the main deck alongside 3 Elite Inquisitors and 2 Riders of Gavin, should his opponent be zombie-oriented. Fortunately for Nicholas, he does not appear to be zombie-oriented. He has a variety of creature types. Among them, 4 Knight of Infamy. Take that, Andrew Shrout.
Yeah. So turn 1 champion.
How does it taste?
Delicious. So Nicholas Ramsey, it doesn't really look like he knew what direction he wanted to take his deck in. There are a lot of 2s in this one. You got 2 Shred Freak, 2 Nighthawk, 2 Cackler, 2 Bonfire, 2 Flames of Firebrand, a bunch of 4s, a few 3s. Your standard Gravecrawlers, Ghouls, and Messengers. Your Knights of Infamy and your Aristocrats. 1 Dreadbore. Not a heck of a lot.
No, not. Looks like we've got, a lot of dice coming over. Nicholas shaking a little on the table. Seems pretty excited.
Oh, yeah.
Champion of the Parish is coming over for 2. We've got a first striker on defense. This is exactly where we want to be when we're on the play against this kind of deck. You just want to force your opponent to be inefficient to get in any damage whatsoever. If he has to start playing removal spells on turn 2 instead of creatures, that's going to vastly affect his clock coming around turn 4, turn 5. Makes Shrout's Messenger way less threatening.
There's the pillar.
Yep.
Now, Nicholas would love a 1-drop here in addition.
Really needs one.
That would really swing the game a little bit more in his favor, but no, it doesn't have one.
Looks like I do think I see a Knight of Infamy, a Falcon Wrath Aristocrat.
Yeah. Wow, I'm a little surprised you even play Knight of Infamy in Bash.
Yeah, if that was a Knight of Infamy, then I think that plays far superior. I don't know why we would make any other one. I think that is a Knight of Infamy.
Wow. So the Silverblade Paladin pairs with the champion.
That's 6.
Bash.
That is what we call in the business a lot.
I'm no mathematician, but that seems like a lot. Seems like a third.
There's definitely a Knight of Infamy in his hand now. I can't confirm whether there was last turn or not.
I'm pretty sure there was. There's the Knight. Yep. Swamp Dragon Skull Summit tapped for that.
And we've got a Dire Record. Well, one of those was in his hand, so I think it's safe to say it was the Knight.
Yep. And Cackler has to stay back.
Yeah, with 2 double strikers, we can even make this attack somewhat reasonably. Like, we're throwing away the Silverblade Paladin, but we're getting in 6 damage.
Yeah.
So, like, and that's assuming we have no other creature before combat to continue boosting the champion.
Are you on Andrew Shrout's team? Or is it like a Royal We?
It's a Royal We.
Okay.
I speak in the Royal We a lot.
Okay.
I like to include myself amongst the other humans.
Hey, you gotta be able to win sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, I think I attack here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get it in.
And Nicholas Ramsey only has 1 real block here.
Yeah. We should have swung with our Cackler last turn too, right? We should have been very happy with a trade for Silverblade Paladin.
So Nicholas, wow, okay. Just going to absorb the champion damage.
I think Nicholas may have actually forgotten about Exalted, perhaps. So that would explain his plays.
Yeah.
If he didn't realize he could get the Cackler first through Precinct Captain and then secondarily trade with a Silverblade Paladin if he attacked.
So Nicholas untaps. He would love something like Olivia Valdarin here, but unfortunately none in the deck.
Yeah.
Kind of a card that really ruled the day today.
Definitely. His best shot right now is really just Bonfire of the Damned off the top.
Yeah.
That would really just turn the game around, give him the ability to swing for enough to put Andrew on the defensive, even if the champion lives.
So Aristocrat for Nick. Not going to be able to really attack favorably because no one wants to trade an Aristocrat for a War Falcon. He can make it indestructible, of course.
I imagine he'd just have to sack the Cackler if he made that line. Like,
right.
The Cackler's not doing anything at this stage anyway, so...
He can't really afford to be attacking too much, though. He's taking a lot of damage. Andrew Shrout threatening a real lot, especially if he ever draws a Feeling of Dread.
Yeah, that's the one thing. If Nicholas has actually seen Feeling of Dread, which we're in Game 3, pretty reasonable shot he's seen it, then he knows that it makes all of his plans bad. If he tries to block, that's a bad plan. If he tries to attack, that is also a bad plan.
Feeling of Dread, just the secret all-star from Innistrad.
It's funny, everyone forgot about it for the PT, and then months later, we all seem to have forgotten once more. The card is quite potent in creature matchups, and a valuable stall tool if you're playing something like Miracles, as we saw in the previous round.
So there's Nick Ramsey, hometown hero. See the Cincinnati Reds hat? We'd love to top 8 this tournament.
It's
Represent
you,
his
Sherlock
hometown.
Holmes in the
Yeah, wow. Well, what's that make you, Glenn?
Hopefully not Lucy Lou. That's all I gotta say. Dear Lord, hopefully not Lucy Lou.
Well, you can probably be Watson. So Nick.
An amusing tweet from our event staff. There isn't a card called Borderline Ranger, as a deck checker discovered. However, I think that name is far more, far more reasonable.
So Andrew Shrout looks like he's in his main phase here, trying to figure out what to do. He has a
Elite Inquisitor, Near Heath Pilgrim, and Precinct Captain in his hand. He cannot bond with his awesome champion of the parish because he's already got a relationship going.
no triangles here.
It's funny because like none of his attacks look overtly bad, but I can understand it being kind of scary to make any of them. His opponent's board could attack him back for a lot of damage.
Yeah, he really wants to make the right play here because the zombie deck just has so many cards that are efficient at pushing through damage.
He needs to attack with at least 3 creatures for it to really have any function, I think. Because the Knight will bounce off 1, Falcon Arthur is correct, and sack a Cackler. He evaluates 4 creatures as correct. I like that as well.
Nicholas Ramsey gets down to business, lands behind the creatures. I think he's from the Paulo Vitor school, but sometimes he's got a block in the red zone.
I think we have to this time put Aristocrat and Knight in front of Silverblade Paladin and Champion. It doesn't really matter what order you do that in, because either way you're killing a Silverblade Paladin. We'll have to block. Well, we don't have to make any other blocks. We can fall to 4 from that position and keep our Diagraph Ghoul, or we can block and use it to make our guy indestructible. Otherwise, we're using our Cackler to make Falcon Wrath and Noble indestructible. Or Falcon Wrath Aristocrat, sorry. Man, Noble would be much more helpful. Oh, Nick is from Louisville, Kentucky, Sherlock.
Oh, man.
We've been defeated by the internet.
Even Holmes is wrong once in a while.
If you say so.
Those are probably just the episodes that never air. Don't worry. That was from season 1 when he was wrong. Pesky internet.
Pesky internet indeed.
Can't just make bold-faced lies on air anymore.
That note courtesy of Joshua Clater on Twitter, whom I assume is either a friend or nemesis of Nicholas Ramsey. Or perhaps acquaintance, I suppose. We'll throw the third one in.
Sure.
Yeah, this block is effectively... Yeah, it's just actually way superior than the block I previously suggested, except for the fact that we should have sacked our Diagraph Ghoul to make our Aristocrat indestructible, not our Cackler.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one.
Yeah, by blocking the Aristocrat on the first striker indestructible lets him go ahead and trade it. Just makes a different from regeneration. Makes me feel dumb.
But Nicholas found the right line, and that's why he's playing, we're watching, huh?
Well, I mean, he did throw away a Diagraph Ghoul still, so...
Yeah, he's a one-drop. You don't need him.
We don't need him.
He's outlived his usefulness.
Well, we have the ability to attack for, I guess, 6, but that's not very good. We're going to play a Gravecrawler. Well, if we saw that Diagraph Ghoul, that would matter. But we don't.
Wow, another Aristocrat.
We can attack for 4 here, I think, pretty reasonably.
Definitely.
Man, this actually would be a pretty close game if he saw that Diagraph Ghoul, because the Gravecrawler would let him block 2 creatures a turn with Aristocrat and Knight of Infamy without losing any of them. Note that the Elite Inquisitor can be blocked by Knight of Infamy.
Right, he's the only one. Only one he can be blocked by, so as soon as Andrew Shrout draws a way to deal with that, of which he doesn't have many, of course.
Yeah. He has Feeling of Dread, but that's not going to stop the Knight, it'll just stop all the other creatures. But I think that's probably going to be enough in this game, because the Champion of the Parish is a must-block.
Right. The Spectral Flight he can draw. Suit up any creature for the win there. Well, the Elite.
What else do we have? I guess Ajani could be a game changer. Hard to say. Riders of Gavany, definitely a big player.
Bonds of Faith, certainly.
Bonds
just for
of
the
Faith.
pacifism
If he has Bonds of
effect.
Faith, the pacifism effect is pretty valuable.
Or just a 4th land. Who would take that? Let him play 2 spells.
Sure. He does have a Near Heath Pilgrim, as we discussed previously. Looks like he drew another Inquisitor, is that what I see? Or another Champion?
Might be a champion.
It's one of those 2, I think. It's a Broody Innistrad Soldier.
Aren't they all?
Andrew going into the tank and hoping to emerge with the correct line here. It is a champion. Go ahead and boost. I imagine we'll play Near Heath Pilgrim now. No? Alright. Holding the Near Heath Pilgrim to use it as a trickier line later is probably fine. On 18 life, I don't think we're worried about dying to anything, especially anytime soon.
No, I think he just wants to flood the board, so in case he does draw something like a Feeling of Dread, Nicholas is just dead. Because he can't flash it back right now.
Right. He can alpha with everything here. Let's think about what kind of blocks that would require. Nicholas would want to go Aristocrat on a War Falcon, and Knight of Infamy on Inquisitor, and then another Aristocrat on Champion, probably, and trade an Aristocrat for Falcon while sacking the Gravecrawler is, I imagine, going to have to be a choice. Or he can just take that 2 damage from the Falcon. That is a pretty reasonable line.
Yeah, because now if he draws something like another Gravecrawler, those Aristocrats get way upgraded. So he's at 4. He's almost out of options here. Oh!
Bonfire of the Damned is a big one. That was probably one of the best things I've ever seen.
Wow. So Bonfire off the top for Nick Ramsey.
He's only doing it for 3.
Yeah,
I think he thinks his Knight of Infamy is a zombie, but that guy is very human, I think.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He is.
So we're getting a little less damage out of our Bonfire.
We'll wipe the board, and that sure makes that Near Heath Pilgrim play look awfully silly.
I like that hold. No, I like that hold of the Near Heath now, because now we've got this guy, and if we can remove our Knight somehow.
Right.
Actually, I guess I don't know how we're going to remove that now that I think about it. We might just be locked out.
So Aristocrat in for 2. Nope, that won't work.
That's not going to work. Yep.
14-4 in favor of Andrew. Oh, sorry, 11-4 in favor of Andrew Shrout. Of course, the Bonfire. And it does have to go to the graveyard. He can't leave it there for next turn.
Wow, that was a big swing. Andrew is now pretty reasonably behind.
Oh, and the
Knight
Feeling
of
of
Infamy.
Dread.
What a taunt.
Yep.
Wants he Near Heath Pilgrim to bond, I assume?
Interesting that he didn't attack with the other Aristocrat. Is he playing around Spectral Flight?
I assume that must be what he's thinking. His opponent has cards he's clearly not played.
Right.
Well, card at that point in the game, so it's fair for him to think that it might be the Spectral Flight if he has seen it. Honestly, though, I'm not sure if it's still in Andrew's deck. It's kind of hard to know.
Yeah, not the best matchup for it, probably.
Well, we're going to go ahead and put Andrew to 1.
Oh,
which looks like the only way I think Nicholas could possibly lose this game, unless he kills him now. Yep, okay.
That's the hand. Wow, Nicholas Ramsey pulls off an amazing win there.
Yep. I think we stumbled a little with some of our early lines, but Bonfire heals all ills.
Yep. It's a miracle. But Andrew Shrout still in contention, though. He is now X-1 with 1 round to go.
It is entirely possible he'll actually be paired up against one of the X-0-1s. Yeah, assuming he has, I mean, we know he hasn't played them, so if he gets paired up against one of them, he can very likely draw into top 8 alongside them.
Right, now he has really poor tiebreakers.
Oh wow, he does for an undefeated player. His tiebreakers are horrendous.
All of them.